Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. Today's song choice is brought to you by our patrons who have chosen a steamy rock opera sung by the illustrious Meat Loaf, may he rest in peace, and Ellen Foley, who I'll be hearing for the first time. It's going to be a long one, so grab some tea or coffee or what have you, and let's get to it.
Well, I remember every little thing as if it happened only yesterday. Parking by the lake and there was not another car inside. And I never had a girl looking any better than you did. And all the kids at school, they were wishing they were me that night. And now our bodies are oh so close and tight. It never felt so good, it never felt so right.
He's such a performer. Every little thing seems like it just needs to emote out of him. It's like even the very beginning of this is punchy and just right there and being given to an audience. Whew. Back to the beginning. There's a few other things I want to point out. It's really interesting how they mixed this, and that first sound was pretty heavily leaning to the left, and then we switched a little more heavy leaning to the right. It actually isn't balanced at first. Huh.
Well, I remember every little thing as if it happened only yesterday.
So when he's delivering this first line, even though it isn't a crazy belted line, it has so much energy pouring through it. It's like energy funneled through a smaller space, essentially. And it's got a lot of active energy in the rhythm and the enunciation.
Well, I remember every little thing as if it happened only yesterday. Parking by the lake and there was not another car inside. And I never had a girl looking any better than you did.
Oh, it's so rhythmic enunciation, right? Super important right now, especially because of the way he will use rhythm to accent actually space in the middle of a word, like lookin'. He goes quickly to that consonant, has silence, and then comes in on in. It's very deliberate, and there are tons of singers that would choose instead to sing through that line and elongate lookin' Annie. And instead, it gives so much more rhythmic fun, rhythmic pizzazz to go lookin'.
Parking by the lake and there was not another car inside.
Right, that's all like this.
And I never had a girl looking any better than you did. And all the kids at school, they were wishing they were me that night.
I love that play with school and slime.
And now our bodies are oh so close and tight.
Meow.
It never felt so good, it never felt so right. And we're glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. Glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. Come on, hold on tight. Well, come on, hold on tight. Though it's cold and lonely in the deep dark night, I can see paradise by the dashboard light. Ain't no doubt about it, we would.
Whoa. That massive chorus sound along with these really extended words here, the moment that hit, I just felt like shivers. Just go. It does feel operatic. It feels like this opera chorus hit. I always wonder, like, what makes the opera part of rock opera? And Arjen Lucassen actually has really some good answers to that in the interview I did with him. And he has some really good music that I think is a good example of that. But I still look at other composers and other songs, and when they claim to be a rock opera, I go, really? Really, though? Is it operatic? Or do you just say that to try and claim some sort of like elevated hoity-toity sort of piece? And the chorus nature of this, the way that things just went right there, that actually felt super operatic. Okay, back again.
Never felt so right. And we're glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. Glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. Come on, hold on tight. Well, come on.
I like the way he goes between this like almost like sweet, clean sound, and then we'll drive and add just a tiny bit of distortion on top. He goes so fluidly between those two things, and it makes him actually a great singer to do a rock opera.
And we're glowing like the metal on the edge of a
This could be a line from an opera or from an operetta.
Come on.
And then you got that rock.
Well, come on. Hold on tight.
So she's opening her mouth wide. I read those lyrics ahead of time, but the delivery of that was just awesome. I love that idea of doubly blessed. 17 and barely dressed. Oh my gosh. What wonderful rhyming. She really opens her mouth wide. First impressions on her sound, when she had that really big sound at the beginning, I didn't think she would actually get to this sort of faster sort of spatter that's happening now. And that was because it just felt like a wide sound that wasn't going to slim down quite as much. But then again, Meat Loaf slims his sound down a ton and just blasts it out. So I guess that was a silly expectation of mine to have. She actually has like a pretty beefy voice that sits lower as well. I thought, I know this is going to be a duet. So I thought that the girl's line would end up being just sitting a little higher, a little more delicate or something like that. And instead she's packing a punch. She's got a lot of power in her sound, a lot of meat in her sound. And it makes them actually like a more evenly matched duet pair than I would have expected.
I can see paradise by the dashboard light. Ain't no doubt about it, we were doubly blessed. 'Cause we were barely 17 and we were barely dressed. Ain't no doubt about it, baby, got to go and shout it. Ain't no doubt about it, we were doubly blessed. 'Cause we were barely 17 and we were barely dressed.
The other thing that makes this totally qualify as operatic in my mind is the way that everything is just a little over the top. It's like all of the looks that they're giving each other, the actions, it feels really, really big, right? It's like, I'm going to point at somebody whoosh, all across the room. I remember in opera acting classes, we had to talk a lot about this style of acting done on stage. And sometimes you want something that is going to feel massive and grand, especially if you're in a house that's got 4,000 seats in it, you don't have a microphone, and they can barely see you on stage. So you have to make very big gestures versus movies, films, they pull in. And now there's this big discrepancy in operatic performances because you have HD, where there is a camera right there on a singer's face. It's really zoomed in as if you were at a movie theater because it's broadcasting to movie theaters. But then you have people who are out there in the audience too. So which group do you adjust your acting to? Because the stuff that's zoomed in here is going to be way more minimal. It's a tough call to make, but this, the very big gestures and eye movements, the expressions, that feels to me like the kind of performance you would see in a large theater. The eyes, oh man.
'Cause we were barely 17 and we were barely dressed. Baby, don't you hear my heart? You gotta drown out the radio. I've been waiting so long for you to come along and have some fun. Well, I gotta let you know, no, you're never gonna regret it. So open up your eyes, I got a big surprise. It'll feel alright. Well, I wanna make your motor run.
Oh my. The backing vocals are actually like very, very, very precise. And I think it's important to listen to the kinds of sounds they're making and how they've coordinated them. Things like making sure that the sh is the same length across the board between all of the backing singers. They're only really showing her, but there's multiple ones. And knowing exactly when you're going to cut off on those P's and what shape of vowel you have between as well. It's that backing line sounds deceptively difficult to me to coordinate.
Baby, don't you hear my heart? You gotta drown out the radio. I've been waiting so long for you to come along and have some fun. Well, I gotta let you know, no, you're never gonna regret it. So open up.
That backing line also requires a lot of energy, even though it's in the background. Like it's persistent. The high note in there in particular sounds like it sits in a funny spot for a female voice. Or at least it would sit in a funny spot in my voice. It's just like, I hate hanging out up there for a really long time. Power and praise to the background singers here.
I've been waiting so long for you to come along and have some fun. Well, I gotta let you know, no, you're never gonna regret it. So open up your eyes, I got a big surprise. It'll feel alright. Well, I wanna make your motor run. And now our bodies are whole so close and tight. It never felt so good, it never felt so right.
I just want to point out, I think that the audio is mostly taken from this and maybe then remastered or remixed. I'm not positive. But this definitely is a performance where I believe that they're full out singing. It's not just a lip syncing sort of situation. And Meat Loaf moves around stage a bunch. And he's kind of like, he often does like these body rolls, these head tosses, this kind of thing. But he is not doing considerable dramatic movement in here when he's singing. He does do some still, but it isn't as extensive as when he's not singing. If you do this like full body slam, that is going to affect your voice. You can't do that and not have the breath pressure that's underneath your vocal folds get funky. So notice when he's moving and what he does when he sings.
So open up your eyes, I got a big surprise. It'll feel alright. Well, I wanna make your motor run. And now our bodies are whole so close and tight. It never felt so good, it never felt so right. And we're glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. Glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. Come on, hold on tight. Oh, come on, hold on tight.
It's so operatic in the movements. It's just like, it cracks me up. It cracks me up. And opera is over the top in like the most wonderful and delightful ways. And I like that is in this too. These lyrics really are so explicit and steamy. Patrons, oh my goodness, what were you thinking? Why am I supposed to analyze this one? My goodness, I feel like there's some sort of message here.
And we're glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. Glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. Come on, hold on tight. Oh, come on, hold on tight. Oh, it's cold and lonely in the deep dark night. I can see paradise by the dashboard light.
So what has happened here is we've basically gone into what some people would call a cut time, where it feels like the time signature is twice as slow. Sorry, the tempo is twice as slow. And sometimes they can denote that by going into a different kind of time signature. But the idea is we've expanded to be twice as much. That is an excellent sort of ratio to keep a band to. It really helps keep things on track when you're doing a big shift in tempo. It lets everybody sink into it really easily. It's much more difficult to do a variegated kind of up, down at different speeds that are a little wobbly in between, essentially. So just strictly in half is ideal.
Hold on tight. Oh, it's cold and lonely in the deep dark night. I can see paradise by the dashboard light.
That's some high singing in there.
Oh, it's cold and lonely in the deep dark Paradise by the dashboard light.
Wow, that is some heavy singing. And this is coming from opera singer who's saying this is heavy singing. This is powerful singing. Wow. That kind of breath pressure that is creating such a loud dynamic, that's a lot of collision force that is happening in their throats. And hopefully everybody is well adapted to this. I mean, certainly Meat Loaf was just the total powerhouse. Insane. I really like the way that her stance is super wide. She is grounded. And that means that her support system is going to be able to help a lot in sustaining this kind of loud bark, essentially. I often think of opera or really loud sustained singing like this. It's essentially like yelling for a long time and trying to make it sound pretty. That's really hard to achieve. And it's really hard to condition your voice to do that and not get exhausted. You have to do it in steps, otherwise you'll get into trouble. Back a little bit.
Oh, it's cold and lonely in the deep dark night. I can see paradise by the dashboard light.
Impressive.
Oh, it's cold and lonely in the deep dark night.
He has so much focus right here, like right there, meaning that the sound is being created here, right? You take a breath. The sound gets created by your two vocal folds when they go wacka, 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 essentially dividing the air up really, really quickly, and it makes a pitch that our eardrums perceive, right? So breath, sound creation, phonation right here. And then there's so many things on top that can be done to focus that sound. So that sound, if the tongue is higher, for example, that changes where the sound waves are going to go. If the soft palate is down, that makes it available for sound waves to travel up through the nose. There's so many different things inside of our mouths and our vocal tract that can shape that sound afterwards. I talk about this extensively in Demystifying Singing. That's my intensive singing course. It's for any person that wants to sing. It can be for pros, it can be for somebody who's new, just getting that vocal foundation really solid where you go breath, phonation, and shape. He and his shaping goes like right here. He directs all of that sound right there at this moment. It gives him a ton of cut, and it proves that nasality is not always a bad thing. She has a lot of up and focus. So much nose. It's so fun how we go back and forth, essentially creating different chapters in this song. It's wild, expansive. It's like you have these hallelujah moments where you just observe the whole world from afar, and then you get back into the knit and the gritty part of life that's just riding along.
And there's more than nature to love rest. Ain't no doubt about it, we were doubly blessed. 'Cause we were barely 17 and we were barely. We're gonna go all the way tonight. We're gonna
Oh my goodness. Ooh, new chapter there. Before we get there, I wanted to chat about her jaw just a little bit. And understand her mouth is opening super wide. And there's a piece of me that was thinking, is this actually healthy? And a lot of classical singers are taught to really open their mouth very wide. Contemporary singers kind of depends on what you're doing. But I would say one of the common things that I'll see a misconception of or sort of misapplying of the knowledge is people will open their mouths past the extension that they should, and it can actually create more tension. It can kind of be destructive to the sound instead of assisting it. And you'll notice it's hard to show with the headphones here, but if you put your finger on your jaw, you can open it, and then after opening it, you can go a little bit further, and you'll feel the jaw hinge pop out. You overextend. Sometimes it looks like she might be overextending, but I can't see the jaw hinge there. She might just have like a really naturally large bite. Which is making me laugh considering the song. Okay, I'm gonna keep going.
You got to do what you can. And there's more than nature to love rest. Ain't no doubt about it, we were doubly blessed. 'Cause we were barely 17 and we were barely. We're gonna go all the way tonight. We're gonna go all the way in tonight. We're gonna go all the way tonight.
That was such an incredible, deliberate setting of tempo by Meat Loaf and rhythm section. That was excellently done. So many singers don't actually use their consonants and rhythm in their singing to help assist in setting that kind of tempo. He's so clear. A lot of singers let the band pull them along, and he's like, no, this is my tempo. Follow it.
Ain't no doubt about it, we were doubly blessed. 'Cause we were barely 17 and we were barely. We're gonna go all the way tonight. We're gonna go all the way in tonight. We're gonna go all the way tonight. We're gonna go all the way in tonight.
Oh my.
We're gonna go all the way tonight. We're gonna go all the way in tonight. We're gonna go all the way tonight. We're gonna go all the way in tonight.
Okay, here we go. We got a real pressure cooker going here. Two down, nobody on, no score, bottom of the ninth. There's the windup, and there it is, a line shot up the middle. Look at him go. This boy can really fly. He's rounding first and really turning it on now. He's not letting up at all. He's going to drive to second. The ball is bobbled out in center, and here comes the throw, and what a throw. He's going to slide in head first. Here he comes. He's out. No, wait, safe at second base. This kid really makes things happen out there. Batter steps up to the plate. Here's the pitch, and he's going, and what a jump he's got. He's trying for third. Here's the throw. It's in the dirt. Safe at third. Holy cow, stolen base. Taking a pretty big lead out there, almost daring him to try and pick him off. Pitcher glances over, winds up, and it's bunted down the third base line. The suicide squeeze is on. Here he comes. Squeeze play is going to be close. Here's the throw. Here's the play at the plate. Holy.
What a good use of baseball. Admittedly, I don't follow sports really closely, but this works. This really works. Whew! Oh my goodness. There are some really interesting sounds that are mixed in the background there that sound like they might be kind of have some moans or something going on there, or maybe that's just my imagination. I didn't expect Ellen and Meat Loaf to just like start going full at it on stage, but hey, I should have expected it. It's rock opera. That when people make out an opera, it's not like they're usually truly making out, especially if you have an HD camera that's right there. Like that's it. But yeah, it can be very, very awkward to stage. Having been in many opera scenes that are supposed to be like love scenes, if for an extended kind of time that is like open to the audience to give the idea of like, hey, that this is the steamy stuff that's happening right here. often is not, it doesn't feel natural at all, right? Because that's not what you're trying to show the audience something, and that kind of thing between two people is between them and trying to do this sort of opening. It's not real. It does get, it's awkward to stage. Okay, we'll put it that way, especially if the person you're singing with is totally like not into your gender. That's been the case many, many times on stage. So anyhow, they really are, they're doing the full opera expose.
We're gonna go all the way tonight, tonight. We're gonna go all the way tonight. We're gonna go all the way tonight, tonight.
Yeah, I think there's like a moaning sound that's there.
Okay, here we go. We got a real pressure cooker going here. Two down, nobody on, no score, bottom of the ninth. There's the windup, and there it is, a line shot up the middle. Look at him go. This boy can really fly. He's rounding first and really turning it on now. He's not letting up at all. He's going to drive to second. The ball is bobbled out in center, and here comes the throw, and what a throw. He's going to slide in head first. Here he comes. He's out. No, wait, safe at second base. This kid really makes things happen.
Wait, I think that the whole bases, like first base, second base, what base did you get to in high school, that kind of thing, like that analogy existed long before this, right? Just double checking here because this is so perfectly on point.
Out there. Batter steps up to the plate. Here's the pitch, and he's going, and what a jump he's got. He's trying for third. Here's the throw. It's in the dirt. Safe at third. Holy cow, stolen base. Taking a pretty big lead out there, almost daring him to try and pick him off. Pitcher glances over, winds up, and it's bunted down the third base line. The suicide squeeze is on. Here he comes. Squeeze play is going to be close. Here's the throw. Here's the play at the plate. Holy cow, I think he's going to make it.
Stop right there.
Ooh, this is a whole scene. Nice. Yes. Sash, patrons, did you just want to see me blush? Was that the goal here?
I gotta know right now, before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away? Will you make me your wife? Do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away? Will you make me your wife? I gotta know right now.
Huh. She's got this sort of husky sound that is entering the voice now. She's taken away a lot of the vibrato and some of the body in the sound too that we heard earlier. And it's I hear that sort of desperation and doubt. It's a really interesting tonal shift.
Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life?
And also, I just love how much she's enunciating. It feels like, again, a really good match for Meat Loaf.
Winds up, and it's bunted down the third base line. The suicide squeeze is on. Here he comes. Squeeze play is going to be close. Here's the throw. Here's the play at the plate. Holy cow, I think he's going to make it.
Stop right there. I gotta know right now, before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away?
Yeah, there's a
Will you make
hush.
me your wife? Do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away? Will you make me your wife? I gotta know right now, before we go any further. Do you love me? Will you love me forever?
There's this definite rock and roll edge to her voice here that had this major shift in it. And you get a lot of distortion at the top of her range as well. Oh, it's very, very, very well matched.
Let me sleep on it, baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it, I'll give you an answer in the morning.
No woman wants to hear that. No, sorry. I'm asking you this like very important question. And like, babe, I'm gonna sleep on it. Yeah. Older Elizabeth is like, you want to sleep on it? Okay, bye. I feel that is the appropriate response. Take more time to think about it, because if you're getting this kind of question right now, I'm asleep on it. That is not the right answer.
My life, will you take me away? Will you make me away? Do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away? Will you make me your wife? I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever?
I like that shift in tempo.
Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it.
I love the mouth. Just like, you kidding me? Sleep on it? that was a nicely directed towards the audience.
Let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer in the morning.
Meat Loaf is actually singing a very quiet volume for him right now. And I love how much intensity and just efficiency there is in his sound with that.
Let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer in the morning. Let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer in the morning. Let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer in the morning.
Just a note to some people here. Repeating it over and over doesn't make it like a more acceptable answer. just saying. Or repeating it over and over doesn't make it the right time or place to ask a question, but the question was asked, so it's out there. The mic switch between them is so effective here. Good job. Smart staging. Look at that. Look at that jaw drop. Oh, he looks terrified. Wow. Man, I am not sure that distortion when she goes up is healthy. I'll put that out there. It sounds like to me, it sounds like it might be involving some true folds, which I don't want to hear that kind of sound made by the true folds. They're not designed to make that. They're actually pretty fragile, which is why you have so many problems that can come up with singing at huge volumes like this for a long time. I don't want to hear the true folds making a gravelly kind of sound that's aggressive and edgy. I want to hear that kind of sound from some other fleshy bit in the vocal tract. And you think about Louis Armstrong, like there's a certain arytenoid rattle that's happening in that. So that's something else that's above the true vocal folds that is making that kind of distortion. It feels like she's in the true vocal folds realm here. I'm not sure though. I need to see down her throat. And it is possible that she's just really fluidly engaging something else that sounds similar to that. Again, this is actually really, really difficult to know unless you have a camera in some person's throat. There's certain things you can listen for, but not 100% sure.
Come on. I can wait all night. What's it gonna be, boy? Yes or no? What's it gonna...
I don't appreciate the way that it feels like she's holding him hostage here. So there's, I guess 17, not the greatest communicators.
Now, before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever?
It's a lot of pressure.
Come on. I can wait all night. What's it gonna be, boy? Yes or no? What's it gonna be, boy? Yes or no. Let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep.
Ooh, that was a nice way to bring his microphone back in. She backed him up to it. The mic play here was strong.
What's it gonna be, boy? Yes or no? What's it gonna be, boy? Yes or no? Let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Well, let me sleep.
I love the vocal expression between the two of them. The way it feels like we're really playing out a very dramatic story here. And like the sort of like delicate yet very pointed expression that he has when he comes back in is just nails it. Nails it.
Will you love me forever? What's it gonna be, boy? Come on. I can wait all night. What's it gonna be, boy? Yes or no? What's it
The
gonna
timing
be,
of this
boy?
here.
Yes or no? Let me sleep on it.
I like the way he built into it.
Baby, let me sleep on it.
One more time, right there.
Let me sleep on it.
Like that's so cool. The way he like gives some extra sounds that really rhythmically bring us in, and the way that it's half spoken even, but in the right kind of hushed tone that he's able to continue into singing.
Yes or no? Let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Well, let me sleep on it. I'll give everyone else when I'm on it. I gotta know right now. Let me sleep on it. Will you love me forever? Baby, let me sleep on it. Will you never leave me? Let me sleep on it. I'll give everyone else when I'm on it. I'll tell you in the morning. Right now, before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Let me sleep on it. Will you love me forever? Let me sleep on it.
There's really nice composition the way we were introduced to those two ideas ahead of time and then they were put together. That is also something I've seen in opera. I completely agree. This is very much rock opera. And there's so many elements that are operatic, the grand story, the acting, the vocal style at some points. It's, yeah, true rock opera.
You never leave me when you make me so happy. I'll give you an answer when I don't leave the morning. I'll tell you in the morning. Right now, before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Let me sleep on it. Will you love me forever? Let me sleep on it. Will you love me forever? I couldn't take it any longer. Lord, I was crazy when the feeling came up on me like a tidal wave. Started swearing to my God and on my mother.
Oh my goodness, this is totally like this like aside and a big duet that's straight to the audience, and it's so powerful. I love the way the efficiency of his sound got even greater at this moment, and the way he just tossed up was so well supported.
Let me sleep on it. Will you love me forever? Let me sleep on it. Will you love me forever? I couldn't take it any longer. Lord, I was crazy when the feeling came up on me like a tidal wave. Started swearing to my God and on my mother's grave that I would love you till the end of time. I swore I would love you till the end of time. So now I'm praying for the end of time to hurry up and arrive.
I noticed this when I read the lyrics ahead of time, but I never realized how well love you till the end of time. So now I'm praying for the end of time. That flowed so well musically and did this sort of turn that just made the two ideas go stick together, and it continued the story perfectly.
I
love that moment.
Came up on me like a tidal wave. Started swearing to my God and on my mother's grave that I would love you till the end of time. I swore I would love you till the end of time. So now I'm praying for the end of time to hurry up and arrive. 'Cause if I gotta spend another minute with you, I don't think that I can really survive. I'll never break my promise or forget my vow. But God only knows what I can do right now. I'm praying for the end of time.
Man, grow together or grow apart. That's what I believe. And it sucks to be to feel like you're stuck in a relationship when you feel like literally no way out except for time ending. That sucks.
Till the end of time, I swore I would love you till the end of time. So now I'm praying for the end of time.
Great harmony there.
To hurry up and arrive. 'Cause if I gotta spend another minute with you, I don't think that I can really survive. I'll never break my promise or forget my vow. But God only knows what I can do right now. I'm praying for the end of time.
It's so impressive how much sound he has in so many different places in his range, and the way he's able to take that sound and put it through different timbres as well. That is like really, really powerful. And it had this desperation in, again, like there's that certain huskiness that he brings in. There's an airiness to the sound, like things are about to split apart. And it's powerful.
End of time. To hurry up and arrive. 'Cause if I gotta spend another minute with you, I don't think that I can really survive. I'll never break my promise or forget my vow. But God only knows what I can do right now. I'm praying for the end of time. That's all that I can do.
Ooh! Again, really tough backing right there.
I'll never break my promise or forget my vow. But God only knows what I can do right now. I'm praying for the end of time. That's all that I can do. Praying for the end of time so I can end my time with you.
Man, throughout this song, I think there have just been a lot of really difficult vocal moments. It is definitely very stressful on the vocal folds to sing this song. It's heavy. It's got all kinds of distortions at different places. And then these backing vocals are complicated, very, very rangy. Like, man, this is an impressive vocal performance from everyone. Ooh, nice. I like the way they layered. Oof. Wow. Not only is that some heavy singing, it also leaves you with a very heavy feeling at the end. Like, oh man, I understand these two people were just in it in the moment, but it sounds like the life direction did not go so well. I want to thank you, patrons, for picking a song that chose such a huge array of vocal talent, but not just talent, of really people that I think are dedicated to the voice, because there's a lot of technique and difficult vocal passages in there that were done very, very well. So thank you for that. And thank you for making me blush. If you guys want to see some more patron choice analyses, check out this playlist over here, and may you fall more in love with music every day.